Right, on to the NFC. That put the AFC to bed just there. And on January 10th, 9:30 p.m., we've got the LA Rams traveling to the Carolina Panthers. These guys did play each other in week 13, and the Panthers did come up on top at home. They won 31-28. It was one of them shock results that happened in the mid-season. Probably one of the results that got Rams to finish second in the division and not really compete for that bye, for week one bye, really. Rams second division, they did that last time in 2023. They lost to the Lions in the wild card that year, 24-23. They did get through the wild card last season, but they lost to the Eagles in that snow game, 28-22. Weirdly, that was me and Sky were together when we watched that game. We were in Brewdog in Waterloo with a couple of friends. It was a very good game, and we were very much supporting the Rams that game as well. The Rams beat the Cardinals 37-30 over the weekend. The Panthers have won the division first time since 2015. They lost the Super Bowl that year, if you all remember. And it's the first time in the playoffs since 2017, of which that year they lost to the wild card to the Saints 31-26. And obviously they did lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the weekend, which meant it all fell down to the Falcons-Saints game. I mean, I always think there's got to be one game that there's like an upset in the wild card. And I don't think the Chargers-Patriots is enough of an upset if the Chargers beat the Patriots. I think that's two very equal teams. This smells a little bit of me to maybe an upset. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why. I think the Rams, 5 weeks ago, we said the Seahawks and the Rams, two most complete teams. I think the Rams have been a little bit found out in the last 2-3 weeks.
Nah, Adams is back. I think and revenge. As much as, and not to just, I'll just have to pull it back just for Adam's sake. You know, a Panthers team that the Patriots destroyed, by the way. Just to throw that out there. But also Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams back. I think the Rams will be licking their lips to get a bit of revenge here. And they've sort of known in the last couple of weeks. I agree, Fred, that I wouldn't say they've been found out. I think there's potential things that, you know, defensive coordinators can look at, potential exposed areas in future matchups. But I think when the Rams are clicking, they've had this moment sort of ready for... they've had this in their mind the whole time. They knew they were going to be a playoff team, and no one is going to want to play them when they're fully healthy. And I think out of all the games, this is the one that I had penciled down as the blowout. I think the rest will probably all will be close, but this is the one where you might as well turn it off probably by early third quarter, because I expect the Rams to be up that much.
Well, they are the 10-point favourites, so suggesting there could be a blowout here. I think that is a bit of a disrespectful to a team that has qualified for the playoffs. But I do agree with Sky that the Rams are back now. When Adams is in that offense, it opens up everything for them. And the red zone, they know where the teams know where the ball's going, but Adams has just been catching touchdowns for fun all year in the red zone. So I do find that. I do think there is that Panthers might cause them some problem, and it might not be as much of a blow up as Sky thinks, because, you know, Ted McMillan and Get are both big wide receivers, and that's where the Rams struggle in terms of their weaknesses. So I think those two could cause them some issues. But yeah, I know Fred's a big fan of Bryce Young. I think he's a competent quarterback. I don't think he's a playoff winning quarterback. I think he's more of a bridge guy than a starter, and he's definitely not a backup. He's sort of that in the middle range, isn't he? Whereas the Rams, I think, have got the elite players. I do think that the defense that we've been harping on about how good their players are hasn't really been as good recently. So maybe there'll be a lot of other podcasts saying the same thing, analysts, TV shows and things like that, saying they want more from the defense. So I think we might see more from the defense in this first game. So, yeah, I think it's a Rams win, but maybe not as big of a blowout than expected, because their weaknesses the Panthers can expose.
Leggett had 1 yard against them last time. Just to...
Hey, he's still a problem, isn't he? Doesn't matter about it.
No, but I'm sure, I feel I'm just taking Adam's feet. It's not going to happen, is it, Adam? Come on.
What?
The Panthers even putting up, like, the Rams are just going to destroy them.
Yeah, of course they are.
There you go. On to the next one. Fred agrees.
You don't think, yeah, but you don't think, Adam, with how the cornerback and the over the top play that the Rams have been susceptible to, when you've got McMillan, when you've got Coker, when you've got Leggett, when you've got Tremble, like that can be a weakness they could try and take advantage of, surely.
Yeah, but they couldn't even beat the Bucks.
They were in with the Bucks.
They
most
called a
of the game.
flea flicker in the rain.
They
That doesn't give me any confidence in any team or coaching staff.
I think, yeah, no, there's nothing to say. No, why am I even trying?
I
Like,
tried.
I
Adam.
know
Let
you
me
did.
try.
Yeah, you gave it a go. Look,
Andrew's
the
not
Rams are
getting a
by
bet builder.
far the better team. Over the course of a game, they'll win it. And I think that, after last time losing to the Panthers, I think they're not going to make the same mistakes again. So that's as much as I've got for
Head
you.
coach is too good. The head coach is way too good. It'll be a masterclass, I think, this time around.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but Rams win this for me. They're the way better team. I think the Panthers will surprise people with how close they'll keep it. But I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout, to be honest with you. I think they can keep it within.
Fred, I was just going to agree with you. I think the same way that I agree with you that there will be an upset is the same way that I feel one of the games has to be a blowout. It doesn't have to be, but
Yeah,
I get in your head. We all naturally do that where we go, okay, which one of these is going to be lopsided matchup and which one of these is the potential is the upset there. And out of all of them, I just think if there was going to be one that I would call a blowout, I think 90% of people would lean towards this one.
Yeah, and I also agree with Andrew in terms of coaching. You know, head coaching does matter at this point in the playoffs. It tremendously matters, and Sean McVay's just spot on when it. I mean, they were very, very close to beating the Eagles and going to that NFC Championship. And I think a lot of people thought, really, if the Rams had beaten them in the snow, the Rams would have won the Super Bowl. I think there was a legit people thinking that last year. I mean, we definitely spoke about it when we watched it together, Sky. That if they could beat them, this is their Super Bowl to lose, really. Because if they can beat the Eagles in this manner, playing against the Chiefs in a covered stadium with in New Orleans, that they could definitely cause some problems. And like I said, they've got fit and healthy. You know, we joked about DK being away for 2 weeks and coming back healthy. Devontae Adams being away for a couple of weeks and coming back healthy was smart. They've not rushed him back. He's tremendous. He allows Puka Nacua to open up. They're formidable. I think the Rams are one of the most fun teams for me to watch in general.
Yeah, they've got Blake Corum seems to be popping as well now as well.
Yeah.
They've got the duo at running back as well. So we're talking about wide receivers. No one's talking about that too much. That Blake Corum's really come into his own lately.
And Kyron Williams, obviously.
Well, he's already good.
Yeah.